Hello, and welcome to another Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Rover 107. There's honestly not too much to say about this unit, as it's a rather simple hodgepodge combination. The Type 63 MLRS is a simple, lightweight 107mm trove shot rocket artillery system developed by the People's Liberation Army in, as you might guess, the early to mid 60s. As you might also guess, they made a lot of him, and exported a lot of him as well, including to his country called Angola. Angola would end up using them against South Africans, the South Africans would end up capturing a bunch of these rocket systems and using them themselves. However, the South Africans would go on to make their own ammunition for the rocket system as they, managed to capture a lot of Type 63s and started using them against the Angolas by, for example, mounting them on the back of Rovers. In-game, the Rover 107 is a 40-point MLRS piece available to South Africa. It is a single weapon. And that weapon is, as you might guess, the Type 63 MLRS, with 16 shots available, and it does shoot barrages of 16 rounds, even though the model in-game only has 12 tubes. Eugene, please. Anyway, it has a range of ground of 17.5 kilometers, a dispersion pattern of 4.5 kilometers, 1 HE power, and router rate of fire. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is that little napalm trait, because this doesn't just shoot high explosive, no, it leaves a hot sticky substance on the floor, which really slows down and burns anyone who dares try to go into it, which is pretty useful if you want to kill people. Pop down to miscellaneous stats. It has no armor whatsoever, because it's a Rover. 5 HP, small size, bad optics, a speed of 75 kilometers, off-road 150, on the road, poor stealth, which is kind of silly really. Anyway, pretty good autonomy, and type restricted RAL, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that it's available to motorized decks, because why you're playing anything else apart from South African motorized. So, in battle, the Rover 107 is MLRS and a budget, and really it is quite a budget. 40 points for, a crap ton of rockets to fire at your opponent is really not that bad, even though the chassis of this vehicle will die to a stiff breeze. However, this piece is more useful as a defensive tool than an offensive one, because it is a napalm MLRS piece. It is pretty damn good for area denial. Ideally, you want to be shooting it from 3 to 4 kilometers away for the best dispersion pattern, and it does pretty good coverage, all things considering. For just a 40-point piece, you can very easily and very cheaply shut down a small zone of advance and slow down the enemy. And because of its cheapness, its speed on the road, and its area denial capabilities, you can imagine this is a pretty good unit for cheesing the enemy at the start of the match to deny them from moving through roads. A much more safer alternative in the classic airline battle strategy of F4 Napalm Phantom to, snipe the main road of Oslo. However, even though this is a good cheese unit, it's still a hard unit, honestly, to take, even with a South African motorized deck where you want to be doing those rushes, as the rest of the support tab has some really bloody good options, and really the Rover 107 is only good in this run role of cheesy area denial. It can pay dividends, and I have seen it work quite well in openings of matches, but that's all the use you're really going to be getting out of the Rover. It can help a little bit in like more traditional town fights and all of that, but also as well you're going to have to keep this thing constantly supplied, and MLRS isn't exactly cheap. Overall, the Rover 107 is a pretty cool unit just due to its gimmicky nature of area denial on a budget, but it may not be the best unit to take depending on your playstyle, especially if you're onto more in-depth support tab for covering your anti-air, or maybe getting some more traditional artillery pieces. It's a shame because this isn't terrible, it's a nice trick to have up your sleeve, but the support tab is already a very contested tab in Wargame. And I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.